it left me feeling a little empty. So this is actually something that I like to call the swordsmith village effect, and I know that Naruto came out way before Demon Slayer did, obviously. However, I watched Demon Slayer way before I watched Naruto. And I remember as Swordsmith Village was coming out, people were dragging it, and people still like to drag Swordsmith Village, saying that it's not very good, that it's kind of boring, blah, blah, blah. But I think what happened with Swordsmith Village is what happened with this arc, is that the arc itself is actually quite good. There's a lot of good moments, there's a lot of interesting fights, there's a lot of story development, a lot of character development, but it followed behind some of the greatest seasons, like the greatest seasons of anime ever. Like I would say that the Pain Assault arc and the arc with Itachi's Truth and the Entertainment District arc are all some of the greatest anime arcs I've ever seen in my life. And so they just were victims of following such a good arc that made you feel like it wasn't as good as it actually was. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and to another video. Today we're going to be discussing the 5 Kage Assembly arc. This is the arc that directly followed the Pain Assault arc, so it had very big shoes to fill. And it didn't really do that. However, there were definitely a lot of good moments that we're going to talk about. And if this is your first time with my channel, hello, welcome. My name is Hannah, and I am on my first time watching Naruto journey. I actually started watching Naruto on New Year's Day, and I've been working through the show, skipping filler, and then making a video after each arc. So if you're interested in seeing all of my journey, all the way back to the very beginning, go ahead and click on the playlist that's in the description. But we're getting through some stuff, man. I honestly thought that the Pain Assault arc was gonna be way closer to the end, so I'm kind of surprised it happened so early in Shippuden. Now we're definitely gearing up for the war that is definitely coming, because Madara pretty much just said, okay, I'm gonna fight you now. So let's talk about it. But before we do, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment your thoughts on this arc. Okay, so first things first, I will just say, I think this arc could have legitimately been 10 to 15 episodes, but it was like 25 because we spent a lot of time doing flashbacks in this arc, and I feel like it was a lot more than usual. Now, I am well aware that when this was airing, it had been probably, 10 years or more since some of the scenes that they were re-showing during these episodes had played. It might have made more sense to viewers at the time, but for me, it's only been a few months. So I found myself kind of sighing and getting annoyed at the fact that we spent so much time of this arc flashing back to things we've already seen in the anime, but I couldn't skip over it because the way they had it layered, I would miss something if I tried to skip over something. It made the arc feel like it was about 50% filler, which I just felt like we could have gone through it a lot faster because there were some good things that happened in this arc that got overshadowed by the fact that I was spending most of it annoyed because they just kept on flashing back. But I digress. It is okay. I understand that sometimes flashbacks need to happen. And I mean like flashbacks of the anime itself. That's what annoys me. I don't care about flashbacks for characters. That's backstory. But when we have to flashback things that we've already seen in the anime, if you do it a couple times, that's cool. But if you do it over and 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 over again, that's where I get annoyed. So that's why I got annoyed. The rest of the arc was really quite good. So I might be misremembering some of the timeline because I am a couple arcs ahead at the time of recording this video because I didn't want to stop. But I believe some of the main things that happened in this arc was Danzo being named Hokage because Tsunade is in a coma post the Pain Assault arc. We also got Kabuto has become Kabuto slash Orochimaru and is now like a full snake form. We got, of course, the Kage Assembly, which was the name of the arc, so that was like kind of the main thing about this arc. We got Kakashi almost becoming Hokage, and then of course we had Sasuke versus Danzo, and then Naruto and Kakashi and all of them. So I first just want to say, one, I hate Danzo, despise that man, and at the end of this arc, obviously, Sasuke has a lot going on, and I genuinely don't know what to think about him right now because he seems like he's just completely gone off the deep end and become a straight up villain, but I still feel like he's gonna find his way back to being on like Team Kakashi or whatever the name of their team is again. So I'm not really sure where he's going with that. However, I was very happy that he killed Danzo. I do not like Danzo. I have not met anyone who does like Danzo, so if you like Danzo, why? everything was going to Danzo's plan. You know, he wanted to be the Hokage and he was trying to do it in a way that was very, very suspicious and not the correct way, but they couldn't trust him and he did not do anything that was trustworthy in this arc, to the point of, I don't even know if he actually ever became Hokage officially. He was just kind of filling in case Tsunade didn't wake up, but he was causing all these people to not trust in him. So it was like, what's going on here, dude? But it actually took me a little while to start this arc because I just finished the Pain of Saul arc, which was such a good ending. Like, we finally got a good ending to an arc. And then I looked at the next episode and it was like, Danzo, Hokage. And I was like, no. I don't want to watch this. Thank God Sasuke got rid of him though, because honestly, that's like one of the only things he's done where I was like, yes, thank you. Thank you for doing that. And now we have Kabuto that I want to touch on really briefly. I kind of got the feeling that he was going to be kind of merging with Orochimaru and getting his abilities and that sort of thing. My only comment on this is I really don't know what he's up to. I don't know what his plan is exactly. I will just say, for some reason, I find his new form very hot. And when I told my friends this, they were like, okay, that's a you thing. So I guess this is one of my hear me outs. I don't know what he's up to. I know he can do reanimation. I can't remember if that was explained in this arc or the next arc again, because I'm a couple ahead now, but he's definitely got a really strong reanimation jutsu, which he's seemingly wanting to work with Madara, but he also seems to be not really working with him and up to no good. So I don't know if he's gonna end up being help or if he's gonna end up being a full enemy, but he definitely adds a little bit of extra problems for our friends that we are cheering for, so that'll be interesting to see how that pans out. The Kage Assembly. So I find most of these Kages very annoying. I'm sorry if that is a hot take. And I found myself just kind of bored by all their old people conversation. I did like Gaara for kind of standing up and being like, hey, when did you forsake yourselves? And him actually kind of making an impact on some of the other Kage. I did like that we got to get introduced to all of them. However, I still feel like a lot of them are just kind of there just to be Kage and not anything else. Like, there's nothing that interesting about their characters, but there could be more to come. It definitely got a lot more exciting when Madara showed up and declared war on them essentially and told them what his plan was with the Tsuki no Me, which was so funny because they didn't translate that for some reason, but I knew what it meant. It means like eye of moon. So when he was explaining it, I was like, ah, Tsuki no Me, got it. And yeah, I think his motives, it's interesting because it's definitely wrong, but you can almost kind of understand where he's coming from. He wants peace for the world, but he wants to do it in a way of control, where he just wants to be in control of every single person on the planet, which is crazy, by the way. And he says it in the name of peace, you know, I'll make sure everyone gets along and no one's fighting, but that's definitely not the way. And I definitely agree with the Kage kind of being like, absolutely the frick not. So that's kind of what we're fighting against, and Madara just seems so freaking powerful. I still can't really figure out why he's able to do what he did, or why he's even still alive, although I think Obito has something to do with it. I'm still predicting that Obito has something to do with this. We'll see. I don't know what it is, but we'll figure it out. He feels like an impossible foe, honestly. Like, it feels like there's no way we can really beat him as of right now. I feel like he's unkillable because you can't even like touch him or anything like that. I'm half a mind to think that we're gonna defeat him by having a conversation with him, because everyone talks about Naruto being very talk no jutsu, and we already saw that with Pain. So I'm wondering if we're gonna have to do that with Madara, which will be interesting if that happens. But I'm letting it happen as it happens. So I don't know how we're gonna defeat him. He seems so insanely powerful. And now that like Kabuto is kind of fighting alongside him, although I think he's up to something else, it's like Orochimaru and the Akatsuki fighting together again. And that's kind of crazy. Okay, so let's talk about Sasuke though, because this was the meat and potatoes of this arc, in my opinion, was what's going on with him. So first things first, Naruto like trying to beg the Raikage to spare Sasuke. It's really hitting me. I got a little emotional when Kakashi was talking to Naruto before Naruto and all them left to go and talk to the Raikage. And he was pretty much like, I put my faith in you, like I believe in you. There was something about that because we had just seen that Naruto had met up with his dad in like his subconscious world or something like that. And Minato had told him that he believed in him and Kakashi is now continuing that. And the way they tied it in with his dad and the way Naruto was like, yeah, I got to see him. Oh, that little moment made me so emotional. And Naruto's loyalty for Sasuke and bringing him back is admirable. It can seem a little bit like hard-headed at this point, but it's Naruto. Like, at this point in the show, with how his character is, it doesn't surprise me that he's still like this, because he genuinely thinks that he can save Sasuke. But Sasuke seems too far gone. I feel like Madara is just getting inside Sasuke's head, which is exactly what Itachi didn't want to happen. I feel like didn't Itachi make it so that if Madara's eye meets Sasuke's eye, Madara will immediately get, oh, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but you know, like the black flames that don't die. So I feel like Madara is manipulating the situation, but I also feel like Sasuke has something else in mind entirely that he's not telling the audience or anyone in the story. So I don't know what's going on. But first, his fight with Danzo, it was very good. Like, the fight choreography was very good. The explanation of Danzo's abilities with all of those Sharingan eyes was crazy. I'm very glad that Danzo died at the end. I do not like that guy, like I said. I was like, thank you, Sasuke. Now, can you become good again? Because, like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad!
And he, like, was willing to kill, I can't remember her name, the girl that's been with him, that's, like, in love with him. He was like, oh, too bad, you're in the way. And I can't help but feel like he very specifically missed one vital point so that she didn't die instantly, because he knew that someone would come and save her. But on the other hand, I feel like he's just too far gone, that he's just willing to kill his comrades to achieve his goal. And I don't know how I feel about that. And I don't feel like there's any coming back from that either, so I don't know where we're going with this. But the fight was very good. We then had Sakura showing up, who of course was planning on just killing Sasuke. And then we had Kakashi show up to back her up, and he couldn't like really hold his own. Like, Sasuke's really gotten strong, and kind of stronger than Kakashi, which is crazy, because when I started the show, I was like, oh, Kakashi is like the strongest in verse. And now, like, he's still very strong, but everyone's leveled up so much. But I kind of like that. I feel like it's fun to see how much everyone else has grown, and he's still grown himself, but like how talented the younger members are. Interesting. And then Naruto showing up and saving Sakura when it seemed like Sasuke was genuinely going to kill her. It just makes me so mad. Like, what is Sasuke doing? Like, I just want to know what he really wants, because I feel like there's just so much more to it than what meets the eye. I don't feel like he's just full on evil, but I feel like he's doing things that, like, there's no coming back from that. So I don't know if he's just going to see a change, like he's just gonna change one day and it's gonna be like, oh, there he is, like Sasuke's better now. Or if it's like there's some kind of ulterior motive, like he's just playing them right now, but I feel like he's willing to kill them. So I don't know. And Naruto declaring that like they need a fight and someone's gonna have to die. I don't think that's gonna happen. I feel like I've been spoiled, and I think they both, well, obviously Naruto survives to the end, because I know Boruto's about his kids. Or his child, his son. I think Sasuke makes it to the end as well, so obviously that's not the case, but I'm very interested to see when they 1v1 again, because Naruto is saying, like, when we fight, one of us is gonna die, and that's gonna be it. And Naruto's resolve to be ready for it, though, like the development between like Sasuke and Naruto is really interesting, and also the development of Naruto in this arc was actually very interesting, because he started the arc like on his hands and knees begging the Raikage to spare Sasuke. To the end of this arc, he was saying, like, we're gonna fight, and I'm gonna fight to kill you. Like, this is it. And I think it's because Sasuke almost killed Sakura, and would have if Naruto hadn't shown up, that I think he's got that resolve now. And I think that's good development as well. He's very loyal to him still, but now he's loyal in a different way, where it's like, okay, I need to take you down. Or maybe he also has something else planned. Maybe he's planning on doing Talk no Jutsu with him, and it's actually gonna work the next time we see it. I don't know, but I'm very excited to see how that pans out. Overall, like, the whole Sasuke part of this arc was definitely the most interesting to me, with the fighting against Danzo and the fighting against Kakashi, Sakura, and Naruto. That made me very emotional to see them fighting each other. Well, obviously Sakura, Naruto, and Kakashi were fighting Sasuke, and they were on the same team, right? But it definitely made me emotional, like, thinking about where it used to be. And definitely worried about the future because I genuinely don't know where we go from here. I feel like Sasuke is too far gone to come back to the good side, but I feel like he's still gonna end up there, so it'll be interesting to see how that happens. And I think that's about all I wanted to really talk about. Overall, I do think the arc was very good. There were two things working against it. One was the amount of flashbacks we had to anime episodes that we've already seen. And two was the fact that it was following 3 back-to-back banger arcs, that it just made it feel like it wasn't as good as it probably actually was. So I'm gonna give this arc an 8 out of 10. I did enjoy myself. I still loved it way better than I enjoyed Chunin Exam or some of the other arcs in the original series, but it definitely felt like, okay, we're pumping the brakes after some of the best storytelling and action and emotions that I've seen from a show in a while. I mean, the amount of times I had to text my friends pictures of my face because I was just sobbing for those 3 arcs beforehand to go to this arc, and like I got a little teary-eyed here and there, especially with the Sasuke stuff and like trying to figure out what he's doing. I was still more just like, what the heck is going on with him, and less like emotional about it. So I'm very excited to see the conclusion of this whole thing with Sasuke though. I know it's gotta come at some point, so I'm looking forward to it, and it's keeping me interested, it's keeping me on the edge of my seat, because it is definitely a plot point that's very prevalent in the story, and you just kind of wonder where it's gonna go, and it makes you want to keep watching to like know what happens. So yeah, the arc is an 8 out of 10. It was good. I had some annoyances with it, and it's also just in a bad spot right after some banger arcs, but I did enjoy it. I'm very excited to keep watching, but that is gonna be it for today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment your thoughts. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. I am at Hannah Malay on Instagram and TikTok, and at lookingnerdy on X. But with that, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you later. Mata ne!